On Saturday the 27th of October 2007, a pro-life rally was held in London, 40 years after the Abortion Act was passed in 1967. Pro-life campaigners wanted their voice to be heard and to take a stand against the acts of social injustice to unborn babies. Since 1967, there have been 6.7 million abortions in the UK, and the annual numbers continue to rise. Many people believe that this is nothing more than a modern-day Holocaust.
As a child, I was neglected by a mother who didn't want me. And had the Abortion Act been in force in those days, I would have been aborted. There's no question about that, as would my older brother and sister.
I'm pro-life because I'm one of 10 children, and my mum was going to have 3, but she had 10. If I wasn't born, I wouldn't be engaged now, which I am, to my fiancé here, Chris. And I think I've got a fantastic life, and if I wasn't born and I was aborted, then I wouldn't have this chance to be engaged to my wonderful fiancé. So that's why I'm pro-life.
More than a fifth of pregnancies now end in abortion, with the effect on women and children only just coming to light.
Some 20 years ago, I unfortunately had an abortion, and it devastated me to such an extent that it's left, basically I was mentally and physically affected by it, and emotionally affected by it. We've come today to actually give our voice, basically, to this silent cry of babies.
And we as a people need to begin to give on behalf of that woman, that she too might receive great compassion, great care. But the answer is not, as it first might seem, terminate the problem as it's seen at that point, but rather to look after that woman through the pregnancy, either to keep the baby or to offer adoption as a real alternative.
Britain's 200,000 abortions per year is almost double the rate of Germany and other European countries. American research has revealed that unborn babies of 20 to 30 weeks gestation have a very high density of pain receptors per square inch of skin, even more than that of a newborn baby. Because of this, they receive anesthetic when having fetal surgery. Researchers also believe that unborn aborted babies suffer severe and excruciating pain.
What has happened now, and this was reported, in a parliamentary committee that was investigating abortions, that babies are being aborted that have very simple conditions that can easily be treated: hair lip, cleft palate, club foot, extra digits, things that can easily be treated. Babies are being aborted for that, and that really tells a very sad story of our society with regard to abortion.
Is it life in the womb? And I would say yes, it is. And if it's human life in the womb, does it not deserve freedom, liberty, and somebody to stand up for the rights of that human life if the mother will not do so? And I think the answer to that has to be an overwhelming yes. Law as it stands is that that baby within the mother's womb has no legal rights of its own at all. The only legal rights it has are those which are given to the mother. So the baby within the womb has no rights outside of those of the mother.
But contrary to that, if a pregnant woman is, for example, kicked and beaten up by somebody such that the baby dies, that person will be arrested and will be charged with the equivalent of manslaughter. The government is acknowledging that they have taken life. And furthermore, even though the legal limit for abortions is 24 weeks, if somebody performs an abortion that is deemed inappropriate, or after 24 weeks, they will be charged with a criminal offense, in which case, again, the government is sort of contradicting its views that the unborn child hasn't got a right. On the one hand, it says that, and on the other hand, it will prosecute people who harm the unborn child under certain circumstances. So it is a very ambiguous situation, and that's why I say that the government doesn't seem to be sure of its own position.
One thing that profoundly affected me was when I went to the hospital mortuary and saw some boxes about the size of a light bulb box in the mortuary, and asked the technician in the mortuary what they were, and she says these are the babies that have been aborted. And I didn't see in the boxes, but inside the boxes are specimen jars with real live human life which has been destroyed sitting in those bottles. And then she said to me, I said, well, there's tens of them. I mean, they were just lined up on the shelf like tens of boxes. And I said, this is terrible. There's so many here. And she said this. She said, and I'll never forget it. There's not many at the moment. But she says, you want to come in a few weeks after a bank holiday weekend or Christmas? And she says, there's literally shelves full. And this lady isn't a Christian, but she says there has to be a better way than that. There has to be a better way than that. See, because she deals with the reality of what really happens. And as a society, we have to start to come to the point that this is a real problem.